guys, welcome to another interesting episode of the Gist with Essay show. It's so good to be back, and today's show promises to be inspirational, motivational, as well as informative. We've got recharge card giveaways for some of our Nigerian audience. So you know how it works. You have to do the work to get the reward. So start sharing, inviting your friends, your family members to be a part of the show. You need to be actively um, participants in the show, which means you have to comment, you have to give us likes. If you're watching us on Facebook, yay, happy to have you guys. And guess what, guys? On Facebook, you can actually give us stars. Yeah, so click on the star button and give us as many stars as you like. All right. And if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please make sure you do that before the show ends. You can also support our show by donating to our PayPal account at EssePanya at gmail.com, our Cashapp account, EssePanya, or you can advertise your goods and services, promote your films, your music videos for a fee. Please send us a DM on Instagram at EssePanya or email us on gistwithesse at gmail.com. Okay, people, let us gist. We'll be discussing time management today, the secret to a successful life. There's a popular saying that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Yeah. So you would agree with me that time management is an essential skill required to navigate our daily lives so we can achieve success in various areas of our lives. Our guest today is an experienced transformational leadership coach, trainer, author, amongst many other achievements that he has. His name is Mr. Igo Orienru. I hope I got that right. And he'll be sharing with us some of the nuggets in his book titled Manage Your Time to Manage Your Life. There's a book signing event happening tomorrow, and we'll be sharing details later on in the show. So let's bring in our guests. Okay, while we're waiting for our guests, if you're just joining us, please drop your name and where you're joining us from in the comment section. All right. We'd like to know where you're joining us from, especially because of the giveaways that we have for our Nigerian audience. So if you're joining us from Nigeria, please indicate that you're joining us from Nigeria. We're still waiting for our guest to join us. And there he is. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You're welcome to the Gist with Essay show. It's such a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we get started, great. Before we get started, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Igo Orienru. Igo means money. Orienru means goodwill. I retired this February as Assistant Director from Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. In fact, I headed the training school for 8.5 years before I went to other directorates and retired this February.
Okay.
I am happily married to the most wonderful woman in the world. Her name is Nkechi. And we have been married for 32 years.
Wow. Okay.
And if there is marriage in heaven, I will marry her again and again and again.
Oh my God, see me blushing on her behalf.
We have 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. They are all grown up, and the last is the girl. She's a final year student of International Relations in Babcock University. I was born and bred in the city of Warri, Delta State. I only moved to Lagos when I graduated because I also wanted to stay in my Warri, but they said that graduates have to go to head office, where that is Lagos, where their head office is, and that is where I can be employed. Then I packed my load and said, Lagos, here we come. And I've been in Lagos so I've been in Lagos since 1988. In fact,
Wow.
I always tell people when I was in Lagos State government that I'm an expatriate to Lagos State government. That's about me, ma'am.
Okay. You're very humble, though, because I know that you have a lot of accolades. You have a lot of achievement. Talk to us about some of the things that you've achieved, some of the things that you do presently besides training.
Well, by the grace of God, I'm a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. I'm an area pastor.
Okay.
I am also, what do? I write. In fact, I have 2 other books in the pipeline. Then I do what we call the Leadership and Business Success Workshop. I do it once every 2 months at Marriott Hotel. That is where we bring in leaders, top executives from different organizations, and we profile solutions to the issues that are very common with them and how they want to lead. In fact, what happened was that course was a special course that I developed the content via a survey that I sent around my friends who are MD, CEOs, and business owners, asking them, what would you like to sit down to learn? And how do you want it to be structured? So from there, we now develop that program. And it has yielded so much result, and we're looking forward to the next one very soon.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk a bit about time management. I know that you have a book out on time management, which is titled "Manage Your Time to Manage Your Life," and the book signing is tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's can you tell us about that, about your book signing?
Yes, thank you very much. Tomorrow by 12 o'clock at Lantana Book Club, owned by Lantana Ventures, one of the largest automated bookstores in Nigeria, in Victoria Island. I will be doing a book review. In fact, they have a book for each month. So this month is my book. My book is the book for the month. And the last Thursday of every month, we gather together, both online and physical. So even those of you who are not within Lagos, you can join virtual, and you can join also for 1 hour tomorrow from 12 to 1. We will be discussing the book. I will give a review of the book. Then there will be question and answers. Then after that, between 1 and 2, I will have what we call the book signing section, because the books are already there for sale. So those who come in there live, I'll do autograph for them. Like somebody said that it's not easy to see an author, so they will see me physically and I will sign the book for them.
That would be awesome. I wish I was there. I'd be there live, to get a signed copy of the book. Okay, so let's talk a bit about time management. Yeah, and okay, before I go on that, the link to the Zoom meeting for tomorrow's signing, can they find it on your Instagram bio? Because you mentioned that there's going to be a Zoom link for people who are not in Lagos to also be a part of it. Yes, so he'll make that available on his bio.
And, what will happen? I will make. Yes, I'll make it available.
Okay, sir. So now, time management is a common challenge for many individuals, including myself.
Make it available after.
Okay, all right, great. Great. And his handle is Ego Leadership. Yeah, thank you. That's his handle right there, Ego Leadership. Ego Leadership, not Ego Leader. Yeah, so
Ego Leadership.
Yeah, it's gonna come up in a bit. There it is. Thank you very much. So yeah, time management is, it's a common challenge for many individuals, including myself. Can you please share with us the inspiration behind your book, manage your time to manage your life. Why did you decide to write a book about time management precisely?
Thank you so very much. Inspiration behind writing this book goes back to when I was a young boy. After graduating from secondary school, my sister gave me a gift of two books that I can never forget, and I'm forever grateful to her. She used to work in the former Bendel State Library. The books
Mhm.
were titled The Power of Positive Thinking, and the second one, The Amazing Results of Positive Thinking.
Oh, wow.
Both were written by Norman Vincent Peale. I read those two books so much. I became so inspired at that young age that I even joined his club. Then they called Foundation for Christian Living, and I resolved to live a fulfilled life. So when I finished secondary school and I finished reading those books, I got a job in Nigerian Ports Authority. I said, no, 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 I'm not good enough. I want to work in the bank. Coming
Wow.
from a humble background, I just felt once I enter the bank, I'll become a billionaire.
Oh,
So
wow.
I worked my way to the bank. So that is the first inspiration. I started working my life intentionally to be a fulfilled person. Then, second factor that helped me was in that same bank, we were like five young people working as clerical staff. Then I noticed one of us was happier, was wealthier, he was riding his own car, he's married, and the remaining ones were not married. His name is, if I can remember, Captain Benigi.
Hmm.
We were clerical staff, he was a management trainee. And not too long after that, he was married. We were not married. We are not even thinking of getting married because as a clerk, we're just starting life. But not too long after that, he bought another car. I, I became more curious. I went close to him. I told him, Captain, tell me, what is your secret? I want to be like you. So he laughed and said, Ego, see, I am a graduate. So if you want to be like me, don't use all your time here working as a clerk and want to go up down the ladder. Take your time, go to school. So I decided that I must go to school. And I planned that between the ages of 17 and 19, I must go to school. Then I now took life. I took time as a life. So I started living my life intentionally and following target and making sure that I save time to do the things that are important. So, and then I also started reading books that are interested that are in that line. Two of them, in fact, the first one is the Bible. Then the second one that also touched me so much is Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog, and
Hmm.
several other teachings on Brian Tracy. Then 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So having practiced living a life on purpose and also following what it is as your life timetable, I felt it is time to now catalog it in form of a book, because this is my fifth book. The first book I wrote
Wow. Okay.
was published 1999, and it was titled The Miracle of Purpose. So what I have written is born from experience, because my life is a stirring testimony of a life that is fulfilled if you can live your life and manage it very well. That is, manage your time to manage your life very well. That's what I want to say. I'm not there yet, but I'm grateful to God for what God has done for me with regards to the inspiration of living life on purpose and
Mhm.
managing my time well and not wasting my time. Thank you.
All right, thank you. If you're just joining us, we're still on the Gist with Essay show, and today we're talking about time management, the secret to a successful life. And
Can
our
you
guest
hear me?
today is Mr. Ego
Yeah.
Orienru. Like I said earlier, if I'm not getting that pronunciation right, please blame it on my Yoruba background or my marital Akwa Ibom background. I think they've rubbed off too much on me. Yeah, so the Yoruba is slowly fading away, but we shall get it back by fire, by force. I see my people. Thank you all for joining. Dr. Dobra, Dibura Ola, Rukaya. Please tell us where you're joining us from. Jennifer, I see you guys. Thank you so much. Blossom, thank you so much.
Amen.
Babati, thank you so much. Tracy. And I saw, yes, Mrs. Fire Williams. Thank you all so much for joining us. I see your compliments. You guys are just making me blush, making me smile. Now let's talk a little bit about your book. You talked about the relationship between time management and life management. Could you explain how effectively time management can impact various aspects of our lives?
Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you? Yes, okay.
I can hear you. Yeah, you
okay.
can go ahead.
Yeah, so can you talk to us about the relationship between time management and how effectively time management can impact various aspects of our lives?
All right. Thank you so very much. In fact, this question you just asked was what was dealt with in chapter 1 of my book, Manage Your Time to Manage Your Life. There's a subtitle in that chapter which I titled Use Your Time for Its Purpose.
Yeah.
Because time cannot be saved, cannot be hoarded. Time cannot be stored away. It's also in my book there. You can only allocate your time to activities. So if you do not know that time is for specific purpose, even the great King Solomon said that there is time for everything and there is season for everything. So under use your time for its purpose, I took time to explain that you must be first conscious of time as a passage of life. So every minute that is passing is your life that is passing. You are getting close to the grave. So because of that consciousness, now resolve to use your time for the most important thing in your life, for the purpose we're supposed to be now. That is allocating your time to things that are more rewarding and more beneficial, not just allocating your time to everything. That is why this will surprise you. As a man, I'm not a football fan. Because I just told myself, how will I spend 90 minutes of my life to watch some people gaining millions of dollars and pounds, clapping for them, and they are not clapping for me? When would they clap for me? You understand? 90 minutes of my life? No. If I'm watching football, I only support the side that is winning. And if I watch for 5-10 minutes, nobody's scoring goal, I'll leave. I'll go and read the book. I'll go and do something else that I know is more valuable. So effective time management can impact your life if you do something that is most important to you, most rewarding to you at the right time, allocating that time to do it well. The ones that are not important, you delegate, you reassign, and you just make sure that what is more valuable to you, you do it. In fact, in my book, The Miracle of Purpose, I define purpose like this. Find out what you are supposed to do, give it 110% of your attention. Why does it 110%? Give 100% attention to it, then 10% of others will support you. And with that, then you realize that you are actually covering several aspects of life without stress. That is what I want to say about that. And in fact, I remember John F. Kennedy's father used to make a quote, and I quoted it in my book. He says, the purpose of time is to prevent everything from happening at once. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, I need to take this comment quickly by Sisimi of Okpe Farms. Wow, your first book was written in 1999. The experience counts too. Well done at EssePanya. You do gorgeous. Thank you for the compliment, ma'am. And yeah, but I just wanted to touch on that. So your first book was written in 1999. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's a very long time ago. Why did you decide to start writing books? What's the inspiration? Because some people write one book and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the last you hear of them. But you've written, you said
Yes.
about 5 books?
5, yes. And I
Yes.
have
So
nothing less than 3. I have nothing less than 3 more to be released before end of this year.
wow. Okay.
Okay, now,
So why do you
what
like writing books?
inspired me? Okay, fine. Remember I told you that since age 17, I have been pursuing being fulfilled in life. So when I started work 1999. Yes, 1999. I was 26. So I told myself that 10 years, I set a goal, 10 years from that time, I must begin to do what I will do for life. So you can see that time management has been my lifestyle all the way.
Yeah.
So, and 89 to 99 is 10 years. So even in the midst of working in the bank, sleeping in the bank, I made sure I took time to research, and I found out that the most beneficial thing I need to do now is to write that book, because through my research, I found out my purpose. My purpose is very simple. What I know God created me to do is to keep learning, keep impacting people, and let everybody I meet in this world to know that life is worth living. Don't waste it. So I penned it down to celebrate my 10th year in working in the bank. In case they say go away, I'll carry that book and I'll begin to teach. And I
Wow.
begin to do what I'm doing now.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's very insightful and very inspirational, considering that,
Thank you.
these days people are actually monetizing their knowledge and their experiences. So for you to have
Yes.
done that in 1999, wow, you must have been thinking way ahead. I'm sure then you didn't know that, you would be here today trying to monetize your
Yes.
knowledge, right? In this way. Awesome, awesome. So what do you
Oh,
believe are some,
I didn't know.
you, yeah. But the important thing is that
You
you
said?
knew your purpose and then you decide to document
Yeah.
your experiences. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so what are some of the misconceptions that people have about time management? Because a lot of people feel
Ah,
like
my
I'm
sister,
I'm okay, I know how to manage my time. I wake up in the morning, I do XYZ, I go to work, I come back, I do XYZ before I go to bed. My time is managed there.
yeah.
But what do you think are some of the
Okay.
misconceptions people have about time management?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Thank
That is
you,
a very
Baba
big
C.
That is a very big question, misconception that people have about time management. There are very many. And it was exhaustively treated in chapter 5 of this, my book, Manage Your Time to Manage Your Life.
Yeah.
I will just list a few of them that I can recall. One of them is that idea that time is always there. No, no 2 days are the same thing. 1 hour ago and 1 hour now, they are not the same thing. In fact, somewhere in my book, I wrote this quote: yesterday is a cancelled check, tomorrow is a promissory note, only today is cash in hand. So that is one of those major misconceptions. Another one is failure to set time limits on task. I just retired from the civil service, and you can see that so common. If you give a secretary to type a letter of only 20 words and you didn't tell him when to finish, he would type that letter from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock when he's going home. So, so give set time limits on tasks. So you tell her, hello,
Mm.
I want you to get this thing typed within the next 30 minutes and to be done. Otherwise, you will be suffering for what you call Parkinson principle. You know, Parkinson disease. The person shakes from head to toe.
Mm.
So the guy will just keep typing that letter and all till closing. You ask him, Oga, I'm soon finished. Oga, I'll soon finish, because it did not allocate time to that task. Another misconception is some people take time dealing with little stuff instead of only the major ones, and they can delegate. And that reminds me of my former place, my first house that I built in Ikorodu. It's an estate, beautiful estate. This guy, on a Saturday like this guy will spend 3 or 4 hours washing his car, playing music. Wow. I would just be looking at him. I said, this guy's car will be enjoying it. They will be praising it, because me, I don't wash car. I told my children a long time ago that, hey, guys, come. We need to have a family meeting. God is using daddy to pay your school fees. So you guys must learn how to wash car at tender age. I remember the first time I told my senior son to wash a car. After washing the car, I looked at the car. It looks even dirtier than before. I said, nah, lie, you must learn how to wash car. So how will I be washing car for what? When you guys are there. So take time to deal with major stuff and leave the small stuff, or delegate, or outsource. Another thing I noticed that people do is that they overpack their day. They overstuff their schedules. It's not good. I also said something in my book: stay organized, or you will end up agonizing.
Oh, wow.
Stay organized, or you end up agonizing. And
like
what does that mean? Because I used to teach selling. Under selling, I used to tell people, learn to under-promise and over-deliver. So don't overpack your day. Don't be Father Christmas to everybody. Be realistic with yourself. All right? And also learn to say no without feeling guilty. Okay? Then, in fact, I'm giving the suggestion, I'm giving the misconception, I'm even giving solutions alongside. Another one, again, is that some people, they do not know how to manage distraction. Even the time when I was working in an open office, you cannot come and disturb me with issues, because there's a newspaper on my table. If you just come near me, I'll give you a newspaper to read. As you're talking, I'm still working. Yes. You now realize that I don't have your time. You go and spend your time somewhere else. And again, a lot of people, they do not even set personal goals. They do not set personal goals, including even some of our Christians. They will be using this Christianese statement, by the grace of God. But God was a very good time manager. God was a good planner, and he still plans very well. So how will you not set personal goals for yourself? I used to ask most of my people then, my colleagues then, if you wake up tomorrow morning and there's no office to work, what will you do? They will not say, God will provide. What is God will provide? The same holy book says, any man that wants to build a house, who do not sit down first to count the cost, well, he is wasting his time. Then let me just take this other one, because I can go on and on. Another one is not setting enough time aside for rest and breaks. So my own is not every time work. Oh. If you doubt it, call my wife and children and let them tell you that if I am playing, I play hard. But I know it is time to play, time to rest, and all of that. So these are some of the misconceptions I want to mention. Thank you.
Talking about time to play and time to your neighbor that you mentioned, spends hours washing his car. Maybe that's his downtime. Maybe that's a time for him to unwind. People unwind in different ways. Yeah, okay. But I completely understand.
I apologize. Maybe.
I'm just saying, because I know that I used to enjoy washing my car as well when I was back in Nigeria. It's not so easy doing that here right now. But even my friend's car, I would go to my friend's house. I used to tell her, look, don't worry, I'll wash the car for you, Tracy. And I wash it. And I used to have fun doing it. But yeah, realistically, it makes sense to delegate, certain responsibilities to other people so you don't wear yourself out. That's why I took from what you just said, because if you're not organized, you would definitely be in agony. And part of organization is also delegating, to other people, right? Okay, I'm going to take one question and then we need to go for a break. You guys need to stay tuned because Mr. Ego has got a freebie for us and we'll be sharing that later on in the show. Quickly, let's talk about procrastination. It's one of the biggest barriers to effective time management. It's definitely something I personally struggle with. Please, hands up for that. I am one of the biggest procrastinators that I know. So it's how do you have any strategies on dealing with procrastination in order to improve time management? How can we break, that's the jinx of procrastination?
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, I have some strategies properly lined up for that.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think it's in chapter 4 of my book, Manage. In fact, everybody listening, you need to get that book, because that book, let me market myself, and I'm not just joking. If you buy it and you do not benefit from it, return it. I will pay you back your money with interest.
Okay. Well, if you touch on procrastination, then I know
Yes.
that I'll get value, because
Yes.
personally, that's one of my greatest challenges. So yes.
Now, let me tell you how I dealt with it. I cannot finish all of them because it is detailed. But
Yeah.
I think in chapter 4, the title is Dealing with Time Robbers. Time robbers, those guys, thieves. And one of the major time robber is procrastination.
Yeah.
And when you catch an armed robber, what do? You execute the armed robber. And now, any task that takes up your valuable time, the time is supposed to use for something more valuable, and that time is taking it off. That activity that is taking that valuable time is called a time robber. And like I said, procrastination is one of those major time robbers. And this is how I dealt with it in the book. Number one, I told everybody to relocate from the island. There's one special island. The island is called the Procrastinators Island.
Wow. Okay.
And it is, and in the island, their national anthem is this: someday, when I grow up, I will get married. When I'm married, someday I will have children. Someday, after having children, I will buy a car. Someday will never come. Get out of procrastinators island of someday. It is an illusion. Time is measured in moments. If you cannot effectively manage your time of 24 hours, which is today, you can never manage your life. So remove that illusion first. That is the first thing I said in the book. Then the second thing is control your thoughts, because your thoughts control your life. Why will you fill up your thoughts with negative emotions, with negative thoughts? No. Never you regret. If yesterday is gone, is gone. Like I said before, yesterday is cancelled check, tomorrow is promissory note, today is cash in hand. So control your thoughts. The Holy Book says, guard your heart, for out of it are the issues of life. So I said, control your thought. Never spend it in regret, but remain positive, remain optimistic. Then another way again to deal with it is classify your goals to not only yearly or monthly or weekly. There's what I call my ideal daily routine. There must be some ideal daily routines that if you do not do them, you will not achieve your daily goal, you will not achieve your weekly goal, you will not achieve your monthly goal, you will not achieve your yearly goal. For example, for me to remain healthy, to be strong, to do all my things, my ideal daily routine is that I must go to bed with a cup of water by my side. When I wake up, I must drink water. Then after that, I must do my exercises, about 6,000 steps every day. I know I've done close to 6,000 steps today already. Then I must also take I must take herbal tea. So your ideal daily routine should guide you into your daily routine, to your daily activities, which is the next thing I want to say. That is, have your to-do list. Your to-do list is prepared a day before. That is, you go to bed intentionally. I put it this way: don't fall asleep, go to sleep. That is, you go to bed intentionally. As you lie on your bed, you ask what have I done today? You are grateful to God for it. Then the things you're supposed to do tomorrow, the major things, you jot them down. So you have a pen and a paper by your side. I have my jotter and my paper by my side. You jot down the things you want to do tomorrow, and with gratitude, you go to bed. You will realize that even sometimes in your dream, those major things you need to do tomorrow, you'll be getting clarity from them. Then also, I also talked about setting realistic deadline, which is part of what I've mentioned before. So I won't bother about that. Another one I need to also let us know is that learn to set reminders. Learn to set reminders, because how do you do that? You put your work activities in buckets. So most times I put my alarm in 45 minutes or 50 minutes. After each 50 minutes I wake up, I'll stand up and I'll move around. So you put them in buckets. And if you, like I always tell myself, and my people around me, they know, if I have a major job doing, I ask, what are you doing? I tell them, I am caging this monkey. I'm caging this monkey. So I have a monkey to cage. Until I cage that monkey and lock it with padlock, I won't go to somewhere else. I won't go to something else. Then one other thing again is that you must know your peak performance period. Everybody have their different areas where they peak a lot. For me, surprisingly, my peak period is in the night. I remember in those days when I was still working, if you do something wrong and I did not give you query, and I went home and I wake up in the night to write that query, that query will be too hard. Because that is when my peak, when I wake up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So most times I go to bed early. Immediately after this program now, I'll just try to go to bed, because when I wake up, that's my peak period. So know your peak period and maximize that time during your peak period. Okay? Then I've also told you, say no without feeling guilty to things that are not relevant to you. So my friends, they know, and my people know, so I know what to say no to. Let me just conclude with this statement by one Benjamin Traeger. Benjamin Traeger said that the worst use of time is to do something very well that you are not even supposed to do at all. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He said the worst use of time is to do something very well that you are not supposed to do at all. Thank
What
you.
is that? What can that be? What can be something that you're not supposed to do at all that you do very well? Nothing.
No. There are some, for example, in an office, there are people who are junior staff.
Yeah.
They do the operational work. From there, you move to tactical, mid-management. From there, you move to strategy, top management. Some people, even after they've been promoted from junior staff, they still micromanage, and they'll go and sit down with junior staff and try to make sure. So they are wasting their time. I always tell them that, do you receive more than one person's salary? Why are you not doing more than one person's salary? Leave that junior staff to do his work. And even if he makes a mistake, you do what we call pay the cost of delegation. That is, teach him until he knows how to do it.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I actually, for procrastination, when you talked about, negative thoughts, immediately, I realized that that's what my challenge is. And for me, the negative thoughts are not really thoughts beyond, I can do it later. It doesn't sound like a negative thought, but it's very negative, because I know what I'm supposed to do, but I look at it like there's no deadline. You can say, for example, I'm that secretary, or the deadline is still far off, right? So I'll do it later. And then what usually happens with me is that I put it off till the last minute, and then I'm overwhelmed, and then I'm now, rushing to get it done. At the end of the day, when I've done it, I look back and I say, look, Esse, you had enough time to do this. You could have done better than what you're delivering now if you had taken your time to plan it better. All right, so that I can deal with. Now, another thing you talked about is to-do lists. Sir, I went as far as downloading an app to do app on my phone to help myself right? And then it comes with reminders. So when I've listed my tasks for the day, it would remind me like every 30 minutes before the time, 10 minutes before the time you're supposed to do XYZ and all of that. It became overwhelming for me. I shut down the app. I just went back to my manual, So for me, I would deal with, the negative thoughts, right? And when it comes, I'll replace it with positive ones. I say that, instead of saying I can do it later, I will say, no, Esse gets up and do it now. So thank you so much for that. Before we take a break, we have several people asking where to find the book. Where Babati says, where can we find the book, sir? And Simisi also says, Sisimi is also asking.
Okay. Thank you. The book is on Amazon.
Oh, great.
It is also on Seller. It is also in Lantana bookstores in Victoria Island, Lagos. The links to Amazon and to Seller, and also the details to Lantana, they are all in my bio. I will also reconfirm as soon as we finish now to make sure that they are there in my bio.
Okay.
And also I also have that link for the freebie I told you. So I will send you the link so that everyone.
Okay, you can drop that link in the chat, in the private chat box.
Okay.
If you have it, you can drop it in the private chat box, or it can be dropped in the comments.
Okay, fine. I'll reach out to it and I will drop it there. Okay.
Okay, guys. So if you have any questions, if you want to join the show, to come on live to ask your questions or make your contributions, we can do that. The link to join the show is in the comment section. It'll be brought up in a minute, and then you can join to, be a part of the show. But right now, we need to take a short break from one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Give me some more work. I get a strong network. I sabi do my homework. Body so hard, fit up your food. Oh. I know come to play Ludo. Yeah, I mean.
Okie dokie. Welcome back to the Gist with Esse show. That was a musical video from one of our sponsors, Ace. To watch the full video, you can check him out on YouTube at Ace. And you can get all his music, all his songs on any social media platform at Ace. Okay, so there we've got the link to join the studio. You should be seeing it in the comments. So it's clickable if it's in the comment section. Yeah. So time management. Now, we live in a world filled with distractions from social media and constant notifications to family issues to work pressures and so on. How effectively can individuals navigate these distractions to regain control of their time? Social media is really bad, right? You tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to go on Instagram for a minute to see, what someone posted or whatever, because you just got a notification. And then you start scrolling, and before you know, you've spent 1 hour, 2 hours just scrolling, not even actually learning anything on there or, doing anything useful. 2 hours of your time that you will never get back are gone. So, what can we do? How can we effectively navigate these distractions to control our time?
Okay, thank you, Essie. We all experience it, but the level of being conscious of it and controlling it is the most important thing. In fact, I often say, and I also put in down my book, that the difference between the successful and the unsuccessful person can be traceable to how they use their time. I take that again. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful person can be traceable to how they use their time. Now, how do we deal with distractions? The first thing is, like I wrote in that book, and which I also encourage people when I coach. I also tell people, and I also want to do it. I also work towards it myself, is to develop positive habits. Every day is better than the previous day. And also develop habits. Spend at least 20 days, 30 days to develop new habits that will help you make sure that you are improving. So one of such is that I don't look at my phone going to bed. I don't pick my phone when I wake up at all, no matter what. I don't pick it going to bed. I don't pick it when I wake up. Then I have specific time when I look at specific things in my phone. You remember, all of us are in TBS, and last Friday, I apologized to everybody that, look, I don't do social media as weekends. The only thing I do weekend is church things. So I only look at the messages from my area pastor's platform, my province platform, my church platform, and that is all. I won't look at any other thing. So when it is outside that, I will now look at some other areas. Then also in my book, they always say that set smart goals, but I said in my book, set smarter goals. I added ER. The E there means evaluate, and the R means revise. So always evaluate. So me too, sometimes I also want to go to social media and I will be carried away, but maybe I'm conscious of it. I catch myself. I'll pat myself at the back. You don't try. Okay, come back. So evaluate every time. And once you catch yourself doing the wrong thing, you go back to the routine you want to do before. Then you keep improving on that. So evaluate, then revise. So the things you need to do well, you begin to do well. So that is my own. So instead of seeing set smart goals, you will see set smarter goals. That is S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, T for timely. Then the two that I've added is E, evaluate, R, revise. Then always celebrate little breaks. Celebrate. Essie, if I finish today, I'm going to celebrate because this is my first time.
Oh, what's
the lizard?
This is your first time what? Sorry, Mr. Eagle. Can you say that again? We didn't hear.
All the other animals did not even bother. He looked at them and you are not telling me sorry. Okay, I congratulate myself. So learn to pat yourself for every little victories that you have. I want to stop with these ones. There are many more.
Yeah, we didn't get the bit where you said it's your first time.
Okay. All right. So I am saying that this is my first time on YouTube.
Oh, wow. You. Wow. Yeah. Congrats.
So thank you. So once I'm through now, I will celebrate myself. I will pat myself on the back. You go, you try.
I should also pat myself in the back for being the first person to bring you on YouTube.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, but you know, we know that time management is not a one size fits all concept, right? Mm-hmm. So when readers buy your book, how can they, tailor your strategies to their unique lifestyles and responsibilities? Because what works for one may not necessarily work for the other.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. I think it is also in that chapter on how to deal with time robber. I dealt with being a quadrant 2 practitioner. That is from a research that was done with one American president, his name is very difficult to pronounce, and also Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey did a survey of people who have been succeeding in life for the past 200 years. Mm-hmm. And from there, it came about this matrix we call time management matrix. Said every activities we do, they can be broken into 4 blocks. First block, give me a minute, let me check my book whether I can see it. Okay. Fine. I don't know. Oh, people, I don't know whether if you look at this is the table I'm talking about. Okay, it's on page 68. So now it is what everybody can apply. He said we should be a quadrant 2 practitioner. And what is quadrant 2? Quadrant 2 are for activities that are not urgent but very important. I take that again. Quadrant 2 are for activities that are not urgent but very important. If you stay on quadrant 2, you will deal with other quadrants, because quadrant 1 is about activities that are urgent and important. And that is what that is where many people stay, and they begin to do a lot of fireworks. But quadrant 2, these are the things that are under quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 talks about planning. Plan your year, plan your month, plan your week, plan your day ahead. In fact, use your weekend to plan for the next week. Today is 30th. Thank God that today is 30th. Tomorrow is 31st. I will use 31st to plan for next month.
Yeah, okay.
That is under quadrant 2. Another one in quadrant 2 is ability to build relationships, good and lasting relationships. Because the law of relationship states you are not more than 4 people away from that person that can connect you to your next level.
Wow.
Then quadrant 2 also talk about your values, as in what are your faith and your belief. For example, I'm very strong on meditation. No matter how busy I am, I'm very strong on meditation. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, stay quiet, connect with my creator, and hear him guide me. All of those things are in quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 talk about relaxation, vacation, and all those important things that are very important to you, but they are not urgent. So now, one point in quadrant 2 that I will mention that adds everything is what we call the activity we call prevention. And what is prevention? Prevention is what should you be doing now to make sure that every activity in quadrant 1 is prevented. That is things that are too urgent. Let me give you an example of how I was able to use that in the bank. When I was head of operations, I was working with a manager that was very, 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 very strict. She likes embarrassing people. So how did I use prevention? If she says, Ego, submit this thing on the 17th, I will put in my own diary, Ego, submit it on the 16th. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
So I will work towards finishing on the 16th, so that before that 17th I'm through. Before she will start shouting, I have submitted. So quadrant 2 talks about preventing things that are urgent and so much in a hurry. Preventing also talks about things that are not important, things like just gisting, reading all the newspapers. You see, there's traffic. Sometimes I read newspaper in the traffic. So I'll just be looking at the headlines. I have finished reading. Let me stop there. So be a quadrant 2 practitioner.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ego. Yeah, we've learned a lot and our time is fast spent. So we're going to be rounding up in a bit. But before we go, you need to talk to us about your freebie because we have promised that you have a freebie. So can you talk to us about the freebie that you've got for our listeners today?
Thank you. Now, the freebie that I've got is a practical book that I call Time Management Planner. Because I am actually, yes, that is the book, yes. Now, I am going to launch a course very soon, which I titled Self-Mastery for High Achievers. Then we will deal with time management, we will deal with personal effectiveness, we will deal with mindfulness. And one of the things that will also help us in that course is this book, Personalized Time Management Planner. It is just a 20-page book, but it is having 4 sessions that deals with your vision, your life, your strategies, and they are all in buckets. They are questions that you need to answer. So it's a workbook that you need to use to drive the habit, because time management is a lifestyle that we are selling. So the book will help you to do that. So it is like propelling you and preparing you for that major course that is coming up sometime in October, Self-Mastery for High Achievers.
Wow.
Thank you.
So tell us how we're going to get this planner, Personalized Time Management Planner. It's definitely going to help a lot of us get started on our way to effective time management. So how do we get the Personalized Time Management Planner?
I have actually asked one of my people to post it in the chat box. If it is not there, then as soon as you are through, you go to my bio, you will see the link. The link will just take you to a page where you put your name, your email address, then straight it will be posted to your email and you will get it. But promise me that you will use it. Because when you use it, you will
I
get
like that.
results.
I like that because a lot of us buy things that we end up not using at all.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Ego, thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
I say it's a freebie, but it is my gift to you today for participating. But use it so that all of us can meet at the top. My sister, the top is very, very free, but ground is too tight. Let us meet at the top.
Yeah, I know the ground is too congested. There's too much congestion. Some of us need to move on up. We need to move to the top. So I'll definitely be getting that, and I'll also be getting his book. I'm hoping that you guys will be getting his book. Before we let you go, tell us how you unwind. Because you're a pastor, you have a very busy schedule. I know that it's not easy to be a pastor, and then you're a trainer, you're a coach. How do you put all of that aside and say, you know what, it's time for a break?
Yeah. How do I unwind? Number one, when I do my exercise, I do 45 minutes to 1 hour trek every day. I use that time to play good music.
Let me stop you there.
Admire nature.
Let me stop you there, Mr.
Ego. People
that
do not expect to be played with, like the gate men, the security men around. Yes.
Yes, I said let me stop you there because I don't see exercising as, I want to know what you do for fun, what you do to make yourself laugh, what you do with your kids. Do you understand? That makes them happy. How you make Mrs. Nkechi Orienru happy? How does she? What do you do that makes her smile? Those are the
What
things
I
that I
do to
want to
make
know
her
about
smile?
you.
Okay, so one, I am always a easygoing person. So anytime that everybody is serious, I will bring in a very serious joke that everybody will laugh. Let me give you an example. You know, we've been married for 32 years. So if I do something wrong, or she felt I'm wrong and she's angry and I apologize, if she say no, I'll go and bring a piece of paper and biro and frown my face and give to her. I said, she will not say, "What is this for?" I'll say, "Write the divorce note and divorce me now, since I've begged you." So,
Nice one.
so I gist with my children. I play with them. My daughter, who is in the Babcock University now, the best grades she had in school was during lockdown, because during lockdown they were having online courses. Two of us will sit down, we will read together. And I told her that if not because I have too much time, I will go and do BSc International Relations. So and again, each of them have my time, especially on their birthday, no other thing but to play with them, tell them they will choose where they want to go, what they want to eat, what they want to do, and just like that. Also, even in church, I also delegate in church. I only preach one Sunday in a month. I'm
Wow.
not the best.
Okay.
So I delegate to other ministers. Other time, I just sit down, stay with the protocol, and be welcoming people to church.
I actually like that, because it's not just about delegation for yourself. You're also giving other people room to grow and, to thrive in their own areas as well, for other people's lights to shine. And I think that that's the best gift that you can give to people. It's easy for someone who's a leader to, just take up all the responsibilities and be the one in front all of the time. But it takes a very strong leader, a very, very selfless leader to say, you know what, you can do it, you do it. I'm going to take a back seat on this one. So congratulations, well done. You really deserve a pat on your back. In fact, you deserve several pats on your back, right, for this. And thank you so much for for honoring us on the Gist with Esse show.
Anytime.
Any last words before we sign off?
Last word for every one of us is that know that every day is a gift from your Creator. So use it well and tell him that I did not waste it. Then he will be able to give you some more. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. And I'm also going to leave you guys with a little story. Okay. If you look behind me, you can see this yellow sticky notes. It's usually not on my wall, at least definitely not when I'm coming on my live show. But as I was setting up and getting ready, I noticed that my little 5-year-old was also busy doing things, getting ready, helping me out, actually, and all that. And then I didn't notice that until I sat down and was ready for the show. And I noticed, I was like, what's that doing there? I need to take it off. And then when I looked at it, I said, oh no, this melts my heart, right? And I left it on there. I've been getting messages, people asking me, what's that doing there? I don't know if, can we see it? Let's see. No, how can I? Yeah, can you see it? Can you read that, Mr. Ego?
No, it's not very clear. It's not very
clear. Yeah, she said, she just dropped it there for me.
Love. Yes, I can see
love, and that melted my heart. So tonight I'm leaving you guys in love. I'm leaving you guys with all the love in my heart. And until the next time on Gist with Esse, remember, stay happy, stay positive, stay mended. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.